What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Batman issue number 153. This one is written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Jorge Jimenez. So this is the start of a new arc of Batman. The failsafe stuff is in the past. Goodbye. See you later. We're post absolute power, so we're kind of starting fresh right here. So this is, I guess, a good jumping on point. But I'm still a little hesitant with what Chip Zdarsky did with his failsafe stuff. I wasn't really a huge fan of his Batman run. There's maybe like one or two issues, or there's a few bits I kind of liked about it, but it wasn't as good as I would have hoped, considering like some of his work in the past. So I'm hoping that this new arc is something good and interesting, but we shall see. So this is The Dying City Part 1. Jorge Jimenez is on the artwork, one of my favorite DC comic book artists. So Gotham is kind of in a bit of a peaceful state at the moment. It's kind of the calm before the storm. We also see that Edward Nygma was kind of cleared on a technicality. Then he formed Nygma Tech. Mayor Nakano is out there doing his thing. Vandal Savage there. We got Court of Owls teases. We finally get some stuff with Nakano, who's a character I really feel like has been kind of left in the dust for a while. He's just been kind of there. They haven't really done much with him as of late, up until like this issue, because like he was a bigger factor. I think was it like Mariko Tamaki's run of Detective Comics, or maybe Peter Tomasi a while ago. They were kind of building up as the mayor, and he's been having some marital problems, so they're actually finally trying to do something with him, but he's kind of like the overworked dad, and he's got some other stuff going on, and something does happen to him at the end of the issue, and yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Meanwhile, Batman is there keeping an eye on Riddler, because Riddler, as we know, is just going to probably do some shady stuff and take him down or something along the lines of that. So never trust the Riddler. So he could be somebody super rich, like they showcase here. He's very intelligent, but he kind of screws himself always, because his psychotic need to be smarter than Batman just drives him insane. So Riddler's got his stuff going on. Nakano and his wife are having issues. People are very against Bruce Wayne because they think all this charitable stuff he's doing is going to be used as a big tax write-off, meaning the taxpayers of Gotham pay for all the stuff he just kind of did, however that works. We have somebody there who's telling Bruce Wayne about some issues with Wayne Enterprises, and Bruce isn't really paying as much attention to it as he should be, and this is also kind of setting the stage for Nygma wanting to take over. Then we also see the introduction of this new vigilante named Commander Star. He used guns on somebody, and then he was like, Commander Star, reporting for duty. Vandal Savage was like, you know what? We could use somebody like you here, Commander Star. And Nakano's like, screw this. I'm going to fire you right away, Vandal Savage, who we just kind of made you police chief for various reasons. But Commander Star's there. The police try to arrest Batman. He escapes. Then he goes to see Leslie Tompkins, who's been really like leaning into the hair dye, because I thought she was supposed to be like this. When I envisioned Leslie Tompkins, I envisioned like this old lady, kind of like an Aunt May or something like that. But apparently she just dyed her hair, and she looks a lot younger than she normally does, because she's been somebody there since Bruce was a child. So shouldn't she have gray hair? I don't exactly know, but that's going on there. Riddler's trying to initiate a takeover, with trying to buy him out with Wayne Enterprises and that. The civilians hate Gotham. They're calling Batman or Bruce Wayne a commie, and because of course they are. And Nakano gets shot and killed. That's the big one. Rowan or whatever, one of Wayne's employees, comes out there to reach him. He's like, "It's bad, Bruce. Somebody's basically filed a claim against your half of your shares," and is like, "Hey, so do you have a brother?" So yes, does Batman have a brother? What was the character's name? Was it Lincoln March or whatever they're trying to bring back? I don't know. But yeah, Bruce Wayne has been like an only child. They'll try and throw something in there. Who knows exactly? It's probably this Commander Star character. But like, how are they going to prove that, oh, the Waynes had this other child this entire time that nobody's noticed or anything? So I don't exactly know. I'm just like, I would hate if they did something like they did in Nightwing, where it's like, oh, Dick Grayson has a half-sister, Melinda Zuko, who's like Melinda Grayson. What was the point of that? So like when you're dealing with like established war going on for that long, was like 70, 80 plus years, and you just now say, oh, they had a long lost sibling, especially if it's been in the same continuity. Now, if it was an Elseworlds tale, you can kind of play around with that, but if you're dealing with like the same main universe, then you just kind of throw that stuff in there, then it gets rather iffy, and it just doesn't feel like organic. It feels kind of forced. So like giving Bruce Wayne a brother, I think his whole storyline works better with him as an only child. Oh, but Bruce and Thomas and Martha really got around quite a bit beforehand, meaning there was an actual child, and that, I don't know. I don't really care much for that trope, and I don't think it should be involved with Batman. So I'm sure he'll be fine. But didn't we just like try to like lose all of Bruce Wayne's money? Now we're trying to have it again where his shares and all that's taken again. And I'm just like, man, can we get something different going on? Can we just have Batman have all his money and do cool stuff for a while? That's what I want to see. And yeah, I still want to see him challenged and have an interesting mystery, but like this whole thing of like, let's take away like Wayne Manor, let's take away all this stuff. Like I want Batman doing some cool stuff. And overall in this issue, it's not bad. There's some interesting things at play. They finally tried doing something with Nakano, but like he got killed off, and you are kind of left in a mystery of like who killed him. Was it Vandal Savage? Was it his wife? Was it the Court of Owls? So there's actually a few interesting things set up here. And of course, Riddler doing Riddler stuff. And yeah, so it is definitely better than some of the other stuff going on with Failsafe. The whole like Bruce Wayne's secret brother thing, I'm sure that'll be a ruse or something along the lines of that. But in terms of an issue, I thought this one was pretty decent. Jorge Menez's artwork is pretty good. Not the best I've seen of him, though. I actually think Jorge kind of works better on like a title like Superman than he does Batman. But like his artwork has been pretty good and consistent throughout. So and then this other vigilante character brought in with Vandal Savage and all that. So we'll see what they do with him now that Nakano's out of the picture. That Vandal Savage has nobody there to kind of motion to get him taken out. So there is that going for it. So yeah, there's some good stuff in here, some decent things. But we'll have to wait and see like which direction they really kind of go with it. I'm going to give this thing a couple more issues to see how this run plays out. So now that we got Absolute Batman coming out this week, let's see how the main Batman book kind of reacts to it. So it'll be kind of like I'm not reading current Marvel stuff, but from what some people have told me, I think Ultimate Spider-Man's like way better than the main universe Spider-Man, where they just have like a humiliation kink for like the writers have for like Peter Parker and all that, where like there's this character known as Paul. So like I don't even read Marvel comics really, like current stuff, but even I know about Paul and all that stuff. So like I hear like the Ultimate Universe is so much better. So there's gonna be a little bit of pressure, I feel like, on this Batman book to kind of like up the ante a bit if we have an alternative with Absolute Batman and Scott Snyder. And plus there's other Batman books going on too. I know Tom Taylor's gonna be taking over Detective Comics. The new run on Batman and Robin begins this week with Philip Kennedy Johnson, who's a creative choice. I'm really excited to see what he does with the title, because I think he's a pretty good writer. And yeah, so there's a lot of things to look forward to. This whole new, fresher start with DC, which is something I feel like they've been really kind of desperately needing to do for quite a while. So new creative teams, new launching things. Now, the question is, will the books be any good? That's up in the air. So I'm trying to remain hopeful about that stuff though. So, but we shall see. So anyways, what did you think of Batman issue number 153? It's the last issue I needed to catch up from last week's stuff. Before we get into this week's stuff, I didn't have too much else to say about it. Like I said, I've been trying to rush to read Batman for a while now. It hasn't been like a must-read book for me for a while. Even this issue, like I said, is decent, but I haven't really been wowed by anything on the main Batman title in quite a while. Like, I wish I could be like, yeah, I can't wait to read the next issue of Batman, but that just hasn't been the case for quite a while. So, but who knows? Things may change in the future, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say. What did you think of the issue? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to your channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all that fun stuff, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.